If you could see and hear me clearly, isang like naman dyan. Let me see. Sound checking. Video check. Awesome. Thank you very much, Shay. Yan. So far, so good naman ang internet natin. So, yes, we missed yesterday's session. Hopefully, nakaka-catch up kayo sa mga assignments. You did your rounds as well. And you read some, of course, kasi assignment natin. Sino pala rito yung nagawa na yung connecting with others na assignment natin? Asking 3 questions. Make them happy, make them sad. Or gagawin pa lang last minute. Sino rito yung natapos na doon? Wala pa. So those are the assignment. We should look for someone in this group. Tell them our appreciation. Bakit natin sila napili. Ask them what make the 3 things that makes them happy, makes them sad, 3 things then say your well wishes. Then yung assignment is yan, yung assignment is ipasa yung realization. PM it to me. Ayan, may mga nag-connect na pala. Gagawin pa lang. So yes, very important yon in connecting to other souls. Lalong-lalo na, I will tell you, it's different connecting to same like-minded person, same channel ng mga tao. And we are in the same path of the study ng ating yoga philosophy, back to yoga. So, iba if one is connecting to other souls. And lalo-lalo na kapag na-meet nyo rin yung mga previous batch, tawarin kayo sa kanila. It's a community. So, yes, sabi ni Abby, gagawin pa lang. Sure. Si Shay saka si Marina mukhang nag-contact na sila. So you know the drill, everyone. We should be in the right mood, in the mood of request and humility as we enter the realm sa ating study sa yoga philosophy and meditation. So join me as we recite our respects, obeisances sa ating mga spiritual teachers. Okay, there you go. Om Agyan Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvyaschа Kripasindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnanevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, sino pala dito yung nakanood na ng film? Yung film for the film review that was given yesterday. Nung isang gabi. Oh, si Marina pala na. Yeah, that was awesome for sure. Yeah. And may assignment din tayo doon. Sabi nga, I was talking to the one student yesterday. The assignment is all simple. Pero habang tumatagal, dumadami. Lalo na yung mga realizations na hindi mo pwedeng kopyahin. Okay, who could remember yung ating... Ito medyo matagal na kasi 2 days tayong hindi nakita. Yung ating acronym dun sa ating chapter 4 ng Bhagavad Gita. That is ears, because the transfer of the spiritual knowledge is through the ears. We discuss about the eternal education. This education that is being passed down from teachers to students is eternal. It is coming from Krishna, was given by him originally, and if it is broken, he will come to reestablish it. Hindi lang tong lifetime na to, even before our lifetime, even before creation, that education is there. So the Bhagavad Gita was compiled 5,000 years ago. This was translated more than 50 years ago, translated to English, the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And still, kahit ngayon, relevant siya. In the future, it will be always relevant. So that is eternal education. Accurate understanding, we wanted to know palagi na dapat accurate yun na intindihan natin. Or what we are spending time. You are attending here, we want to be as accurate as it is, although the teacher is not accurate and perfect, but the knowledge is. So I'm just trying to become an instrument to pass it sa mga students, that the learnings that I've learned from my teachers as well. So letter R is removing reactions. We have karma, vikarma, and akarma. Karma and vikarma, the good and the bad, will always have a reaction, good and bad reaction. We want the akarma. That is a spiritual points, the spiritual karma. Means there's no good and bad reaction. It is accumulating for our spiritual bank account. Ayun yung analogy natin. So you will carry that forever hanggang matapos mo, hanggang you complete this. Hanggang you go back home, back to Godhead. And letter S is seeking truth by knowledge of Krishna consciousness or Jnana Yoga. We want the knowledge. We don't want to be blind follower of one thing. We seek the truth, hindi kung kani-kanino lang din. We seek the truth from a bona fide spiritual teacher. So the knowledge that we are learning, where you want to apply in our life, is also bona fide. Coming from eternal education. Same. So ano yung kailangan gawin? We should seek inquiry. We should inquire submissively sa teacher. We should serve him also. So that is the reciprocation. That is the relationship. At the same time, there is also the Diksha and Shiksha Guru. The initiating guru and the Shiksha Guru are the mentors. So that is ears. So welcome. Breathe in. Today we will discuss 2 chapters. Yan. Chapter 6. So akala mo yun. Chapter 6 na tayo sa Bhagavad Gita. Welcome sa Essence sa Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 5 pala, session 6. Yan. Point 1 kasi meron tayong 6.2 later. Karma Yoga, the action in Krishna consciousness. Last time, chapter 3, Karma Yoga rin yung title. And chapter 4 is Transcendental Knowledge. When you combine 3 and 4, ito yun, chapter 5. You have the knowledge and you have the action. Combine them. It will be action in Krishna consciousness. So in this chapter, it was discussed like a step-by-step. Ano yung mga steps na kailangan gawin, sabi ni Krishna, for one to be able to practice this. So that's why STEP is our acronym. How to do it step by step. Arjuna asked this question kay Krishna. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, first of all you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?" So notice the composition of Arjuna's inquiry. It is in the mood of humility. So that's how we approach a teacher. Of course, like even not teachers or elders, we should be in the humble mood. We should not be proud. So ito yung art nito. So hindi yung art, hindi lang siya visual. Diba? May art in eloquency sa pagsulat. Sa pag-compose ng words, pag-compose ng sentence. Diba? The greatest na conflict ng mga tao, lalo na yung may mga relationship, is misunderstanding, miscommunication. Diba? The essence could be there, the intention could be there, pero the delivery hindi pala maayos. Just like when I tried to travel way south, diba? Nagulat ako, ba't palagi sumisigaw yung mga tao dito? Sa Batangas kasi medyo malakas yung boses talaga nila. Parang, sa may ibang friends ko na Bisaya. Kala ko galit sila palagi. Tapos may friends ako from Iloilo, Bacolod. Tapos parang, galit na sila pero malambing pa rin. So, iba-iba, di ba? So, same thing. Like Arjuna is always in the mood of, in inquiry, in submissive inquiry. Sabi niya, Krishna, sabi mo sa akin to renounce work. Tapos ngayon mag-work ako with devotion. Which is better and more beneficial sa dalawa. Pwede naman yung talongin dito sa ayun lang, di ba? Like, ano yung better dito, Krishna? Renouncement or work with devotion? Pero he composed the inquiry eloquently or with grace. So, imagine kung ganito mag-usap yung mga tao, di ba? Hindi sila basta-basta mag-aaway. Diba? Oh, Marina. Oh, Gail. May O palagi na. Oh, Dave. First of all. So, may art, may poetry in using this. And of course, you could see yung Bhagavad Gita is an art and a poetry, diba? May metro, may bilang yung mga verses. And Srila Prabhupada coined and translated it in their same mood. In English, mahirap yun. Kasi English is a very complicated language. Diba? Maraming Sanskrit word na hindi mo matranslate sa English. Srila Prabhupada, of course, did his best to translate it. Yeah, even pronouncing ng mga English words, diba? Ang daming silent. Sanskrit hindi. Kung ano yung nakasulat, that's very clear kung paano mo siya ipopronounce. Much more easier language, of course. Hindi lang tayo lumaki sa ganun, sa Sanskrit. Letter S natin is stay in the world. Sabi ni Krishna, both are good for liberation, Arjuna. Renouncement, saka work with devotion. Pero yung work with devotion is better than renouncement of work. Kasi pag nandun ka lang sa pag-renounce immaturely, tawag sa immature sannyas or immature spiritualist. Discuss natin siya before, immature na gusto lang yung bitawan yung responsibilities and duties. So, pag ginawa ng isang tao to, babalik. There's even a lot of examples in the scriptures. There's this sage Surabi Muni. Nag-meditate siya sa ilalim ng tubig, kafiyo muna. For years and years. Yung balat niya na lahat kulubot na. Then he was disturbed by a fish, by a couple of fish na nag-intercourse. Then na-disturb siya, umakyat siya ulit sa tubig. Then he did all these things again. Because suppressing the senses, suppressing everything immaturely, after some time, sasabog. Lalo na without understanding. So just like those who are trying to withdraw sa mga vices, sa mga bisyo. But no, after pandemic, naka-get na uli sila, naka-score na uli sila after. Diba? Na-rehab sila for some time, pero out of their will. So same, without the knowledge, and yung sapilitan lang, hindi mangyari. So that is immature in that scale, pero in this renunciation, ganun din, immature renunciation. To renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of God, thinking them material with desire for liberation. Just like internet, you cannot renounce internet. Sabihin mo material yan. But you can use it for spiritual activities, just like what we're doing now. So you cannot just renounce, hindi na ako magaganito, hindi na ako mag-Facebook, hindi na ako mag-Zoom. Diba? Just renouncing it. After some time, babalik yung desire na yun. Hindi mo na ako nag-TV, pero grabe sila maka Netflix sa phone. Same. So ang kailangan is work with devotion, or that is the complete renunciation. It is called Yukta Vairagya or dovetailing. Dovetailing is like you know music, you play music, then play Krishna conscious music. Dovetail it. Use it for service. In that way, like the senses will be used rightfully. it will be used with the right direction. That is dovetailing. Even money, you should dovetail it to Krishna. There are certain things that you cannot dovetail, di ba? Lalo na kung assassin yung work mo, you cannot dovetail that to Krishna. Work ba yung assassin? Maging assassin. So yes, everything belongs to the Lord. Lahat naman galing kay Krishna. Use everything in His service and do not claim proprietorship. Who we are to claim that we own this. In New Zealand, nakakatawa kasi when you buy a land there, yung title will be nakalagay doon, you are now the caretaker. Kasi yung original na may-ari doon is mga aborigine. Caretaker ka for some time. For what? Diba? Hanggang buhay ka lang naman eh. Yun lang naman yun. Hindi mo dala siya after next life. Hindi mo dala yung property na yun. So, who we are to proclaim that we own. It doesn't mean na hindi mo na kailangan ilak yung kotse mo saka yung bahay mo kasi you don't own anything. Take care of it because you will use it to dovetail it to the service for Krishna. So, nagigets niyo yung practicality, yung sweet spot. That is Krishna consciousness. You don't shy away from these things because these things you can use for your spiritual life. Stay in the world. The best example is being a lotus. Radha Charan, kailangan ba pag spiritual na tao, doon lang ako nakatira sa gubat, katulad nyo, or sa temple, or sa Himalayas. Kailangan mo lang sa India ako palagi. Hopefully, we'd go to India. After this pandemic, let's have a tour sa India. Taas nyo kami kung sino sasama. Kasi ako mag-i-India na ako. Naudot yung pagpunta ko sa India nung pandemic. Kasama daw si Marina. Yeah. Almost every year na sa India ako. Studying and traveling. So, even if one is staying in the city, budget, mura lang mag-India, no? Mas malaki ang currency ng peso kaya sa India. Kaya yung mga, lalo na yung mga galing sa first world, mga dollars, pagdating doon, prinsipe sila. I think yung 10 pesos, yung 10 rupees mo, 7 pesos. Parang ganun. So, mas malaki. Tapos mura din yung budget. Unless, syempre, talagang sa mga hotel ka matutulog doon. So, but when we do our pilgrimage, we do stay sa mga holy places. May mga hotel din, but of course, with that purpose na pag-pilgrim. So, hindi siya yung mga luxurious. Well, we don't go there to have a luxurious experience. We go there for spiritual experience. So yes, mura lang yung budget doon. I think last time kumuha ko ng visa for 5 years, tourist visa. Parang $80 lang, US dollars. So mura lang, pati ticket. Tapos we stay there minimum 2 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah. Last time pumunta ako doon 1 year. Anyway, stay in the world, being a lotus. Even if sa city ka nakatira, sa gitna ng mga buildings sa concrete jungle, you must be a lotus. Nakikita nyo palagi yung lotus na to kung saan. Sa yoga community, laging ginagamit as logo, lagi siyang ginagamit sa mga, nakikita mo sa mga illustrations. Diba? Because the lotus have this great quality and character. Yung lotus, nag-thrive siya sa stagnant water. Mostly mga muddy water yon pag mga stagnant, di ba? Pero, even dun siya tumutubo, dun siya nag-thrive, he will remain pure. Never siya nag-touch dun sa contaminated water. There are the leaves. That is a lotus. So when one is practicing this Krishna consciousness, this Bhakti Yoga, lalong-lalo na if you're doing sincerely your sadhana, even wherever you go, you will remain the purity. Hindi ka basta-basta madadala ng mga, how they call this? Hindi ka madadala basta-basta ng energy, ng material energy sa paligid. Being a lotus. At the same time, being a lotus is a humble position then. Na kapag yung mga yogis, they went to different places, kasi there are those who practice spirituality that they only save themselves. They go to the mountain caves ng Himalayas or just stay in the temple. They just looking after their own liberation, their own advancement lang. But our line of Bhakti Yogis, we try to also awaken yung mga souls na sa paligid natin. Just like the Lurus, even you put them in a place that's like just like the rest of water, muddy water, they will remain pure. So that others could also be the same, in the same state. Para hindi ka makontaminate na iba, one should be strong sa kanilang sadhana. That's the secret. You maintain your spiritual energy, your high vibration, your higher self with that sadhana. Diba? We've been meeting every morning for more than 2 weeks na. Those who are chanting every day, kung na-experience yung huminto mag-chant for 1 day, 2 days, kakaiba yung pakiramdam, diba? Ang cloudy, iba yung consciousness. Hindi ka naman intoxicated. Diba? Pero parang, teka lang, parang iba ako ngayon, iba ako mag-isip. Sabi ni Karen, oh, yes daw. Yes, saka si say. Parang iba ako mag-isip, parang iba yung mood ko, diba? Irritable, or sabi nga ng isang estudyante, mapagpatol, pinapatulan niya lahat. That is just one byproduct ng chanting. What more pa yung raising ng consciousness. So stay in the world, be a lotus. Wherever you are, do the sadhana, the chanting, our association, the study. Diba? Those are few of the sadhanas. And you will remain in that state, the lotus. So ngayon mas nagigets na natin bakit sa yoga laging ginagamit yung lotus. Diba? Even the Supreme Krishna, when he goes here, hindi siya na-apektuhan ng material energy, no. Sa kanya galing yun. And even yung mga pure devotees niya, ganun din. They will never be contaminated. Lorus. So we must be strict with our sadhana. Lalo-lalo na yung association. If you get out of the association ng mga Bhakti Yogis, mapapansin mo, hindi mo nga mapapansin kasi Maya or illusion is taking over. Hindi mo napapansin na Maya is taking over your life again. Same lang naman yung activities, pero yung consciousness nag-iiba. Ayun naman yung kakaiba sa atin. That's why the practice is Krishna consciousness, because we want our consciousness to be high. We want our consciousness to be meditating on Krishna. And that's the right connection. That's the right yoga. So stay in the world, the lotus. So, letter T natin sa step is 3 doers. It will be in a proud mood thinking na ikaw or ako or any individual is the cause of everything around us. Is the cause why this universe is made or why the world is spinning. That is the illusion ng mga tao na umiikot yung mundo dahil sa kanila. Lahat kayo mag-adjust para sa akin. So that's false ego. There are 3 doers actually. The soul, Krishna, and material nature. Material nature is Krishna's energy as well, or Maya, or the modes of material nature. Soul is us, individual souls. We can only desire actually. We have very less a circle of influence sa paligid natin, even in our own self. Ang dami natin hindi kaya kontrolin. Even yung heartbeat mo, hindi mo kaya kontrolin. Ang dami. Yung emotion nga ng tao, hindi niya makontrol, di ba? Hindi pa siya makamove on dun sa previous heartbreak niya. Hindi nga niya kaya kontrolin. So, lalo na yung mga senses. So, we can only desire. Then, from our desire, Krishna hears it. If Krishna sanction yung desire natin, He will give the sanction to the material nature, and the material nature will fulfill. It will happen. Manifest. Alam mo yung mga New Age terms. Should manifest. No, desire. It's not up to us to manifest it. It will go to Krishna first, then material nature naman. So you could try to manifest yung mga impossible na bagay. If you're a black skin, you want to be a white skin, manifest. Hindi mangyayari yun. Unless may sakit ka. Hindi mangyayari yun. Next life, pwede. Material nature will fulfill. Next life, you'll have that kind of desire. Law of attraction is true. That is your desire. Not just this lifetime, though. It will also happen in the future life. You want to be addicted ka sa free diving, hindi ka na umalis sa tubig. Fish ka next life. Okay, skydive ka ng skydive. Bird ka next life. Namatay sila, inisip nila free diving or skydiving. Next life, bibigay sa'yo ng material nature yung desire mo. Diba? You just live your life to sleep, bibigay sa'yo ng material nature. Same thing. That's your law of attraction. That's your desire. So whatever is happening to us is accordance into from these three doers. Yung soul, Krishna, and the material nature. If Krishna doesn't want to give sanction, hindi mangyayari yun. Kahit anong taya mo sa loto. So same thing. So what the soul does if he knows that si Krishna yung ultimately na nagbibigay ng sanction sa lahat na nangyayari is he surrenders. He connect to Krishna. Yung iba kasi they worship money. They go to the material nature. They worship money, they worship in God we trust nga, nilagay na sa dollar bill. Yung mga material na bagay, they worship, di ba? Ang daming collection. May pari nga nakita dati, may collection siya ng Jordans. So, same, di ba? Saan mo binibigay yung energy mo, yung focus mo? Saan mo binibigay yung time? That is worship. So, we connect to Krishna. That's the yoga. Letter E natin is equal vision. We will discuss this sa meditation classes natin. That is 5.18. You should read this purport na to. The humble sages is saintly person. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana. Brahmana is saintly person like a priest. A cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. Outcast. So since one knows that we are not the body, we're the spirit soul, and nakita niya lahat ng living entity is also spirit soul, at the same time, one knows na si Krishna, sinasamahan tayo dito sa material world as the super soul. So in one body, there is us, the soul, and the super soul, Krishna. Kasama palagi. Kaya that's why he is our best friend. He will never leave us. Makulong ka, mapunta ka sa ibang bansa, pumunta ka sa ibang body, mapunta ka sa animal body, kasama mo si Krishna sa super soul. So, he has an equal vision. Nakikita niya, no discrimination to others. Of course, nakikita niya na tao yon or hayop yon, yung body na yon. Pero, he knows na soul sila and nandun si Krishna sa iba. So, ganun yung equal vision. Discuss natin to further sa connection with others. Sa meditation classes natin. So, we've read this from the assignment. Thank you sa mga nagpasa ng assignment. You've read this. Sobrang nakakatuwa. And it is very liberating to know this. Because this is the peace formula. Letter P. Bhoktaram yagtatapasam sarvaloka mahesvaram suhirda sarvabhutanam nyatva mam santim richati. Shantim or Shanti. Peace. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. Pangs of material miseries, the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Pangs siya kasi we cannot, without being Krishna conscious, we cannot escape. Imagine mo, hindi natin naiintindihan itong mga to. We're not the body, we're the spirit soul, how to connect kay Krishna. Naglalaro lang tayo sa energy ni Krishna. We're just working and our consciousness is just, alam mo yung sumusunod lang sa flow. Ganon ka-smooth yung creation ni Krishna sa material energy. Diba? We're just relying our lives sa career natin, sa name, sa fame, which is important because we want to maintain this body. But the pangs kasi, one could just dedicate their lives and their consciousness sa mga yon, which are sadly temporary. So, we'll attain the peace from the pangs kapag ginawa ng isang bhakti yogi to, the full consciousness kay Krishna, kaya Krishna conscious. Knowing Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerities, if one performs sacrifice and austerities, indirectly and directly, it will be going to Krishna. Kasi, if one worships the material nature, even money, energy naman ni Krishna, indirectly pupunta kay Krishna yung worship mo. Pero of course, different effect. One is not developing love. One is accumulating karma. One will be going to the cycle of birth and death again and again. So gets, iba yung direction kung if one is worshipping the material nature. Dito lang siya. Tapos much more karma pa. Pero directly, papunta rin kay Krishna. Indirectly, si Krishna pa rin yun. Yung beneficiary nun. The Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods. So, even all the crystals, stones, and all, they are elements also affected by the planets, the arrangement of planets and stars. So, it has a lot of effects. And this is because they are handled by the demigods. Kaya there are those who are mga New Age, they worship the crystals. And those who are, they worshiping the planets. And those who are demigod worshippers. But all of them are directly connected kay Krishna. Us worshiping them, indirectly connecting to Krishna. Again, different effect. Demigods will give you different material benefits. Arrangement of arrangement of the stars and planets, the worship of them, same. And even the elements, the crystals and all, same. Material benefits or material negative na mga effects. Pero, si Krishna pa rin yung ultimate. The demigods are worshiping Krishna. Benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, yes. He's the source of all the benefits sa lahat ng living entity. Even the animals. Diba? Like we've mentioned that before, Krishna provide them all the food that they need. They have the cycle of the prey and predator, the ecosystem, because Krishna arranged that for them. So when one is in full consciousness of Krishna, he knows this. This is the peace formula. Hindi mo kailangan mag-away sa iba't ibang bansa or iba't ibang grupo because you know that Krishna is the supreme, ultimate benefactor of all of these things. Hindi siya yung like the toxic nationalist or patriotism. Diba, remember yung mga sumakop sa Pilipinas, nationalistic din sila sa bansa nila. Same thing. Pero if one is seeing with equal vision that everyone is the soul, the body is temporary. And that is the peace formula. There's this one time, Srila Prabhupada together with the grandson nung gumawa ng Ford. He's a devotee also. Alfred Ford yata name niya. Naging devotee siya, disciple siya Srila Prabhupada. Tapos they were traveling. Tapos dumaan sila sa headquarters ng United Nations. Titingnan ni Prabhupada, what is that? Prabhupada, that is the United Nations headquarters. Tapos nakita siya Prabhupada, ang daming flags. It seems they are not united. Kasi kung united yan, ba't ang daming flag, di ba? Ba't ang daming flags ng mga bansa? Makes sense, di ba? Kung united, bakit hindi isang flag lang, buong mundo? Oh, that is the wrong use of nationalism. We should be directing our attention sa soul and having the equal vision. So, knowing this, si Krishna lahat, pupunta lahat kay Krishna. That's the peace formula. Hindi mo na kailangan maligaw din sa material nature. Diretso kay Krishna. So, that is stay in the world, 3 doers, equal vision, and peace para sa ating step. So, inhale again. That is chapter 5, and we are now entering sa chapter 6. Entitled Dhyana Yoga. And ang ating acronym is easy. Dhyana Yoga is the deep meditation that is part also sa 8 limbs of yoga system. Yung mga Ashtanga Yogi, alam na yan mga yan. Hopefully, inaral ninyo sa yoga teachers training course nyo yung mga to. Because this is not easy. That's why easy yung ating acronym. Bakit daw hindi easy? The mind, we discussed is Bandur Atmatmanastasya Inatmai Vatmana Jitaha Anatmanastu Satrutve Vartitatmaiva Satruvat. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So this process, si Arjuna gustong tumakas, gusto niyang pumunta sa forest, mag-meditate na lang, maging yogi. Sabi ni Krishna, hindi siya easy Gagawin mo na ganyan. You'll be falsely renouncing, immature renouncement, immature spiritualists. And also, the mind is so much more difficult to overcome with that process. Sabi nga ni Arjuna, the mind is chanchalam, restless. And it's easier to control the wind than to control the mind. Imisipin mo yung paano mo control yung wind. Grab an electric fan, you're controlling the wind. Pero it's easier to control the wind, sabi niya, than to control the mind. That analogy. Kasi yung mind sobrang like in a great turbulence and restless. When we chant, di mo napapansin mo yun. Sobrang grabe yung mind mo pala pag nag-meditate tayo. So, what more? Uncontrolled mind becoming the worst enemy. You cannot just go in the forest and meditate, do your yoga. At sobrang hirap niyan. Sabi ni Krishna. And yung mga requirement to perform the yoga, sabi ni Krishna, letter A is Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashtanga, yes, again, Ashtanga is now the flow or line of disciplic succession ng mga Ashtanga Yogis. But in the scriptures, it is Ashtanga Yoga, the general name for the yogis, yoga asanas. So this is on the part ng mga advanced sa stage ng Ashtanga Yoga. They should meditate in seclusion. So solo lang dapat sila. Practicing celibacy. So kailangan celibate, di ba? So ito yung practice na ito, yogi. One could not claim yung mga title sa pagiging Ashtanga teacher if one is not performing this. Under strict regulations of eating and sleeping, a yogi does not sleep less or sleep more. At the same time with the food, he take nor less nor more food. Just balance. Regulation. Of course, kailangan sattvic. At the same time, mas maganda prasadam. The yogi would sit in a perfectly erect position. Perfectly. Focusing his consciousness on the Supreme Soul within. Because this is the part ng Ashtanga Yoga that they realize and they're meditating Krishna from within the Super Soul. Ignoring mental and bodily distraction. Hindi sana yung galaw ng galaw. May masakit, may makate. Or yung mind nila, ang daming pinupuntahan. Teka lang, sabi ni Radhacharan, ito yung kanina. May question ka na binubuha habang nagkachan tayo. So, hindi ganon. Ni-ignore nila yung mind and yung mga bodily demands. tsaka distraction. Unwaveringly meditate for many years. In the previous years, Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Now is Kali Yuga. The life's expectancy is 100 years. Previously, sa Satya Yuga is 100,000 years. So they meditate for 10,000 years. So sabihin mo 10 years, mag-meditate ka, walang galawan. Perfect Ashtanga Yoga. Maintaining complete stillness, silence, and focus. So ang dami pa, they should have a deer skin sa pag inupuan nila, kung nakikita nyo dito. So hindi pwede pag may vegan, mag-reklamo kasi hindi vegan daw to. Pero wala tayong magagawa. That's how the yogis do. Pagpunta mo ng India, ganun ginagawa nila. This is for the of course, ahimsa yon. Non-violence yon ginamit nila. This is for the purpose, pag na-meditate sila, the snake will not come. And they're very still, silent, and focused. So sabi ni Krishna, hindi easy yan. Gagawin mo to, Arjuna. You're a soldier. And ano yung mga benefit? Ano yung mga result pala? Kapag naging successful ka or nag-fail ka dun sa pag-practice mo, yun yung letter S natin. What happens when they are not yet a perfect yogi and they die? Yung mga impersonalists, again, they perfect it or they did not perfect it, back to zero sila palagi. And the goal is zero din. Nothingness. Void. So, if one is meditating on nothingness, wag kang magtaka if you're feeling empty. If you're not satisfied, because that's your goal. You cannot meditate on nothingness and feel satisfied. No. Doesn't make sense. Diba? Pag nilagay mo yung analogy nun, saka tinitignan mo yung goal mo, yung process mo, tapos yung result, ito, talagang zero. You cannot expect to feel so happy, to become so ecstatic. No, the goal is, and the result is zero. You perfected it, or you did not perfected it, zero. Wala kang itutuloy next life. Unless you're stepping up sa yoga ladder. So another part sa yoga ladder is the meditator, the Ashtanga yogis. If they are on the part na bodily exercise lang, they did not reach those who are meditating from Krishna from within. If one is just on the mystic yoga, may mystic powers lang sila, or may the body lang, di ba? Next life, they will be back to zero. Di ba? Di madala yung pagiging flexible mo next life mo. Unless you will be born into different bodies. Hindi ka lang mag-downward dog kasi dog ka na talaga. Kaya magka-crow position kasi crow ka talaga next life. So, depende, di ba? Pero back to zero siya. Unless one reached the samadhi state, yung sa 8 limbs of yoga, that samadhi state is meditating from Krishna from within. Kapag namatay siya, he reached that state. Next life, he will be born into a family of devotees, bhakti yogis. Aristocratic family. Bakit? For him to be able to continue. Mapunta na siya dun sa bhakti yoga. So as here, we don't know if dinaanan natin itong mga to previous lives or in-skip na natin. Riding the express elevator. We could not really say. But we are in the bhakti yoga, in the bhakta platform. Pag namatay yung mga to, yung mga devotees, hindi nyo na perfect yung pagiging bhakti yogi. We discuss about this. If you stop 50% this lifetime, next life, 51% i-continue mo. Yung spiritual account mo. Next life, they will be born into a rich family, aristocratic family, or the family ng devotees. For one to be able to continue. I-continue yung process niya ng bhakti yoga. Kaya sabi ni Krishna, that's difficult, Arjuna. Pag di mo natapos yung back to zero. And Krishna mentioned The perfection of yoga, the greatest yogi. 6.47. Yoginam api sarvesam madgantenantar atmana Shradavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. Of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So that's a yoga ladder. Those who are in great faith kay Krishna, remember, we hear, that's why chapter 4 natin is hearing, because that's how we develop faith. Not by blind faith or sentimental, we hear by knowledge. So that's we develop faith, and from that faith, we will develop from faith to love for Krishna, the eternal love. Always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and render transcendental service, loving service. So hindi lang siya pina-perform yung dharma niya as a servant. He is performing bhakti yoga, a loving service, devotional service. Hindi lang siya basta iddirect niya kay Krishna, but with love yung service niya kay Krishna. That is the bhakti yogi, and that is the most intimately united with me in yoga, sabi ni Krishna. Yes, intimately kasi personal eh. Siya yung may personal relationship kay Krishna. Siya yung sa top, kaya siya yung nasa top ng yoga ladder. Kaya highest of all. If you want to know a person, then you must know him personally. You serve him personally. You cannot be close to a person na hi, hello lang kayo. Pero if mas kinikilala mo siya beyond, so mas nabibuild yung relationship niyo. So sabi ni Krishna, this is the highest form of yoga. That is my opinion. Sabi ni Krishna. Krishna is giving his opinion. He is way far and different sa mga opinion natin. Our opinion, if hindi siya based sa guru, sadhu, and sastra, or scriptures, teachers, and saintly persons, our opinions are speculation lang. But Krishna, his opinion is authority. Just like the scriptures. Kasi siya yung supreme. And this, in the process of yoga, to be able to connect kay Krishna, he must be in a personal relationship with loving service. So it doesn't mean na Orado Charan, we discuss about Bhakti Yoga. Hindi ko na ako mag-Ashtanga Yoga, hindi na ako mag-Hatha Yoga. It doesn't mean like that. Use it. Ako nag-yoga asana pa rin ako. But that's part of my routine. Not everyday ngayon kasi ang dami kong may kettlebells din ako. Tapos may boxing din ako. So, this is for exercise to maintain that body and soul together. And just like us, the brahmacharis, we should the excess energy, we should use that for us, our minds and our senses to be tamed down. At the same time, we have to be fit for us to be able to use the time wisely, kasi it will not be lethargic o pagod na, pahinga na. So that's us. So same, if you need to use the yoga asanas to connect to people, a lot of yoga teachers who are bhakti yogis, they use the yoga asanas to spread this yoga philosophy to others as well. Kasi it's attractive. The yoga asanas is very attractive. Now it's becoming a trend sa Philippines. So yes, use this to for them, for their curiosity in yoga, and for them to become much more interested, going deeper sa yoga. And if this is your bread and butter, still do it. But you are much more understanding the real meaning of yoga. So you don't have to stop. You have to dovetail. Ayan yung ating yan. Dovetail, yukta vairagya. Even the yoga, Ashtanga yoga or the yoga asanas. So that is our easy. Kasi it is not easy, sabi ni Krishna kay Arjuna. Yung mind pa lang, sobrang hirap na i-control. It either gonna be your enemy or friend. And the process of Ashtanga Yoga is sobrang hirap. Ang daming requirement. Diba? You should be in the forest na wala magdi-disturb sa'yo. Even animals. Diba? The elevation of your seat, not too high, not too low. The regulation of food and sleep. One must practice celibacy, stillness, great focus, ignoring the mind's demand for many years. That is how you perform. So that's not easy, Arjuna, sabi ni Krishna. And the success of failure, the impersonators will go back to zero. The Bhakti Yogis, the Ashtanga Yogis will go back to zero unless they will go to the Samadhi state, so that they could go further sa Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yogis, if they fail or they stop practicing at the same time or they die, they will continue next life. That's spiritual points. That is akarma. And the yogi that is very close kay Krishna, intimately united kay Krishna, is the Bhakti Yogis. Kasi they're working to be intimately united kay Krishna, being personal. So that is easy. So we had 2, the step and easy. So before we go sa ating question and answer, picture muna tayo. May assignment ba kayo ngayon? Let's see. So please open your cameras. Oh yes, ito yung assignment din. Pakita ko yung assignment habang nag-open kayo ng cameras. Ayan, naka-open na pala. Picture muna tayo. Tapos papakita yung assignment. Same na assignment to yung binigyan natin last time. Yes, hello. Hare Krishna. Nice seeing everyone. Si Karen, napanood ko yung mga videos niya kumakanta sa Instagram kanina. Very talented. Yan. Eyes in the camera, everyone, my dear ones. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So please tag me sa mga posts pala. I'm always humbled and honored with all your fair presence. Nakakatuwa rin yung mga kachat ko and kausap ko. Again, I have Zoom calls. May mga times that to have individual calls with the students. Meron tayo nun. If you wish to catch up, question and answer, and just to bond, kasi hindi lahat nami-meet ko personally, we could have a Zoom call. Tapos, ito yung assignment ninyo, which is the same assignment that we gave last time. Kailangan nyo lang gawin lang talaga to. Yung 3 questions, what made one happy, what made them sad. So we should have at least 3 souls to connect with. So last time we're connecting with our own self, now we're connecting to others. But may guidelines naman yun. So again, there's no new assignment kasi you just review the notes and slides. Saka complete your previous assignments. So yes, we have few more minutes for our questions and answers. Let's see kung may questions. Kasi if wala, ako yung magtatanong sa inyo. Nakataas pa rin kamay ni Shay. Kanina pa ba to? O may bagong question? So usually, ganun yung tanong ng mga tao. It's like, natuto na ako mag-chant. Hada charan. Pwede na ba akong pumunta kung saan-saan tapos I'll save them. Remember, yung mga namamatay, sila yung mga magagaling lumangoy. Sila yung mga nalulunod. Yung mga dalas maaksidente sa sakyan, sila yung mga magagaling mag-drive. Being complacent is the cause ng death. Minsan yung ibang tao, they're expert on one thing, tapos pupunta lang sa ibang industry, ibang sports, tapos doon sila na-aksidente. It's like, sino ba to? Si Michael Schumacher, F1. Na-aksidente siya, na-paralyze siya doon sa pag-snowboard niya. Being complacent. So it doesn't mean we're chanting, doesn't mean we're studying Bhagavad Gita, yoga philosophy. I could go to the places or I could mingle with people na malalakas yung influence. Yung mga dating mong kabisyo. No. The energy is so strong. One way or the other, baka mamaya bumalik ka dun sa old habits mo, old vices mo. Diba? You cannot save a person na nalulunod kapag hindi ka magaling mag-swimming. Iba yung swimming na to save ng manalulunod. Iba yung swimming na swimming lang. Lalong-lalo na, you cannot save a person na hindi niya alam nalulunod siya. Iisip tuloy ni Oliver. Yan pala yung ano. Same. You cannot save a person. Rather, ang gusto ko gawing high consciousness din yung, yung mga friends ko. Diba? Tapos lagi mo, habang hindi pa tayo strong in our sadhana, in our spirituality, in our higher self, safeguard it. Hindi porket 1 week ka ng sober, punta ka dun sa mga, natin mong parehas ng bisyo. One or the other, old habits will die hard. Babalik siya. Diba? Tapos you want to save them, tapos di nila alam na lulunod sila. Hindi mo sila ma-save. You will die. Just like yung mga nagpapanggap na hero. Remember yung mga hero na mamatay nilalagay sa pera. So being a devotee, trying to become a bhakta, a devotee, yes, we try to become like a lotus as well. Even in that situation, sa bahay tayo na hindi naman sila mga plant-based or hindi sila spiritually inclined, we try to practice on our own self, connecting to the right people, practicing our sadhana. Even with them, we don't disrespect them. We live with them if kailangan. But you will thrive your purity, your Krishna consciousness. And if someone is really strong, he could go in different places and influence others. Ito na yung iba, more than the lotus na yon. Just like we call yung mga much more advanced in spirituality. When they go to other places, hindi sila yung nakakontaminate ng energy. Even by their own presence, nakakahawa yung spiritual energy. Totoo yung hawa ng energy na yun. Remember a time na may makasama kang malungkot. O kaya, in a situation, may umiyak. Di ba nakakaiyak din? Ikaw kasi, umiiyak ka kasi. Ba't ka umiiyak? Umiiyak ka kasi. Or pag may galit, di ba? Parang nakakapakaram, yung parang daw mo nagagalit ka rin. Or minsan, pag yung tawa na lang, nakakahawa yung tawa. Diba? Yung mga gross na galito. What more pa yung spiritual energy, nakakaramdam ng vibes yun. If you've been in contact, even in Zoom, sa mga spiritual person, sa mga advanced person, lalo-lalo na in person talaga. Diba? If you've been in contact, nakakawa siya. What's great about the books is you're associating with the great personalities, pure devotees, si Srila Prabhupada. You read them, it will change your life. Diba? Ganun grabe yung effect niya. Kahit yung mga basahin, pero of course, pag binasa mo, if we discuss this much more. So this person, hindi lang sila basta lotus. If lumapag sila sa lugar na yon, nagkakaroon ng changes sa paligid. Spiritual energy. We cannot claim na ganun tayo. It is not our duty. Diba? We are always a humble servant. But there are those, even sila, yung mga advanced, they will not claim it. That's the process of spirituality, of Bhakti Yoga. The more they advance, the more they will see they are the most little, the more humility that they develop. Even obviously, ganun yung ginagawa nila. Just like Prabhupada, wherever he went, yung spirituality will be spread. Hanggang ngayon, yung mga disciples niya, ng mga gurus ngayon, yung mga senior, ng mga monks, they're doing that. Online, offline, they will go to war, they will go to other places, diba? To spread this high consciousness. So that is more than being a lotus, but now, let's be a lotus. Whatever situation we have, let's be a lotus. It doesn't mean nasa temple ka, you'll become in high consciousness, no. Pwede nga sa temple ka nakatira, pero your mind is outside or enjoying material things. The most important is consciousness. Kaya tayo, Krishna consciousness. So maraming saintly person also na hindi nakatira sa temple. The Krishna conscious The ISKCON Community International Society for Krishna Consciousness is composed of 95% or 98% devotees who are living outside. Yung term nila is lay devotees. Kailan ko lang narinig yun. Yung mga congregation devotees who are not living in the temple. And a lot of them are very pure devotees. May family rin sila, may work din sila, but they're much more advanced. It doesn't mean you're living in the temple, you're advanced. There's, of course, good facility. But it doesn't mean you're living outside, you will not advance spiritually. Sabi question ni Abby, does the Bhagavad Gita replace the Bible? No, it will not replace the Bible. Bible is unique. It is the Old Testament, Hi, Summer, nice to see you. Ating very cool chef. Bhagavad Gita is very unique. You have the Old Testament, the New Testament. It is written by the disciples of Jesus Christ. Certain books were chosen. So, mga devotees ni God. So, nandyan yung Bible. Bhagavad Gita is also very unique because this is the song of Krishna himself, Bhagavan. So, it will not replace the Bible, or Bible will not replace the Bhagavad Gita. But if you're reading the Bible, you will see some similarities. But much more details sa Bhagavad Gita. Kasi si Krishna mismo yung nagsalita nun. But a lot of similarities. The main question is, what kind of version of Bible you are reading? Because a lot of Bibles are translated by authors. Best-selling daw yung Bible eh. Siyempre, if you translated it with nice cover and all, pag nabenta siya, kita ka. So, not all translator ng Bible is a devotee of a Roman Catholicism. So, now, that's why a lot of translations of Bible, people are debating over the same Bible because they have also different groups in a different version of Bibles. So that's why kaya yung Bhagavad Gita as it is, even Bhagavad Gita was translated in different ulterior motives, with different ulterior motives sa mga tao. Kaya as it is, kasi it is translated by a devotee of Krishna himself. Kaya yung Bhagavad Gita, yung translate siya, compared to mostly 670 Prabhupada, mostly 600 daw yung translation ng Bhagavad Gita. Hindi sila nakagawa ng mga devotee, hindi na-change yung hearts. But this Bhagavad Gita as it is, changed the hearts of a lot of people. That is the greatest magic. Changing the heart of people. Yeah. You can do a lot of things. You can have a lot of talents. Have a lot of skill set. But melting the heart of others, iba yun. You're not, how do you call it? Hypnotizing them. Hindi yung Hare Krishna mga mantra, hindi to hypnotism. This is directly going straight to the heart. So that is Krishna consciousness. So Bible and Bhagavad Gita is different. It doesn't replace each. So the question is, if one is reading the Bible also. I think I've read the Bible when I was younger, once. Kasi I grew up in a Catholic school from nursery. I think hanggang college yata. Lalo na yung mga grade school saka high school, lagi ako with pare saka madre. So sacristan din ako dati. So I think they build me up to have much more question, to have much more interest in spirituality. Pero hindi ako mabait na mga sa school ng Catholic church, Catholic school namin noon. Hindi ako yung pinakamabait. A great confession. So thank you very much for listening sa mga parang baan na lang parang tawag dito, parang podcast lang. So yeah, parang ganito, this is the format ng Zoom calls sa mga tuwing every afternoon. Yan si Marina nakausap ko na last time. So just catching up, questions and answers and So yes, I think wala nang questions. Please continue to do your errands, stay in the world. Doesn't mean you have to escape, but continue to step up yung ating consciousness, slowly but surely. How? Chant every day, without fail. So, takot yung mga tao sa commitment, takot yung mga tao sa label. I just need you to be committed to chant your rounds every day. So that is just my, as a monk, I'm a beggar. That is my charity that I want to beg from you to at least this course. Try for one to be able to have the full experience. You chant your rounds. That will take you what 10 minutes. Di ba? Scrolling mo lang sa cellphone yan. 10 minutes na yan. Kaya nakatulala ka lang. So it will make a big difference. Just be committed. That is the key. And of course, our classes, your assignments, and the association. Please do your assignments. And you can share this consciousness by sharing the books. You can speak, but be really, really discerning and careful. Pero the best is our action. That is the hardest, but the action speaks louder than words. Thank you very much, Shay, Abby, Caris, Gail, Karen, Levi, si Summer na wala na, si Marina, Mel, Oliver, and RJ. Hare Krishna. Please finish your rounds today. And tonight pala, 7 o'clock, please join our, I'm inviting you to join our Bhagavad Gita recitation together with His Holiness Giridhari Swami. That is my guru. He will recite the Bhagavad Gita. We can just observe. And yung mga previous mga students, they are sharing yung mga realizations nila. So join us. 7 o'clock. I will post yung Zoom call and ID sa group chat natin. Also, you could meet my guru then. Thank you very much. Have an awesome day. Hare Krishna. Heart din tayo. Yan. High five.